Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we are back. Sorry about that. Just minor technical difficulties. So from the looks of it on he's in there, Halloween Town. Holy cow!
Yeah.
Very much stacked. Got a nice reflect. We got full access to OC on top of that now. On Flow's end, obviously we knew about the master form. They did find once more. I don't remember if that was before the mouse push or if that was at the end of it. And it could
That
very
was
well.
at the
Oh, it looks
that
like
was
it
at
looks
the end of it.
okay. Because I was about to say, I see that he did dip into TR.
Yeah. That was at the end, and both racers are doing the worlds inverted from each other, which is kind of funny. But that just shows how much that they rent seeds together.
Yup. At Halloween Town being one of Tippy's first go-tos. I remember back during Path, especially, that was kind of one of his first early moves was going there for the levels and also everything else. I currently have. It'll be a slight delay, but I have the stream pulled up right now. But
yeah, same here.
So yeah, Flow going to be picking up their third prog point here, so we're going to be coming up on a hint here pretty soon. So the first threshold for the prog points is going to net 3 worlds being revealed. So what's going to get revealed are your unlocks, forms, and horn pages. Everything else, you're going to have to find it. So magic summons and the likes of Scom will not be revealed on the tracker as you get the hints rolling in.
I mean, if we look at the hints, there's a lot of double in a lot of worlds. Like we have OC, which have Cerberus and Hades, and then you have Thoreen Port Royal, which is pretty that's a lot if you have both unlocks pretty early on and with the right tools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if we can get a favorable magic stat for Port Royal. You got Master Form in hand, so you find a Thunder and it
Should
get them
be good to go.
Yep, pretty much. Nice Blizzard would also go a bit of a way for at least like GR1, especially if you don't really have much else working for you tool wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely kind of excited to see these objectives play out because we like you mentioned, there is a little bit of stacking there. You've got Halloween Town with 2 objectives. You got OC with 3 objectives. You got you got Port Royal also kind of stacked with 3, and then you kind of have a bunch of dinky dunks with some 1s in STT and LOD, BC, HB, and unfortunately for BC, HB and or no, you got 2 in STT. Sorry, 2 in STT because you have Data Rocks or something. On the objective list there.
But what's fun is that in LOD and in BC is that it's only first visit, so at that moment you just kind of just go there once to get your objectives real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just kind of also at the same time kind of pray that if there's any unlocks that you might need for some of your objectives, that it's not too terribly deep of a push, because that's kind of where it gets a little bit. Oh, it went again.
All right, just give me a second.
Oh, get back. Okay. With Flo getting through station fight there, Halloween Town is done. So Flo can kind of push off going further into Halloween Town for the time being. just because they know that there's nothing else to be found there, unlock wise or anything of the matter. So they could put off their objectives for a little bit until they're kind of ready to full send it, and kind of focus on doing some of their other stuff, kind of like what we see with Tippy doing in Agrabah, just kind of doing a quick dip into there. If they push all the way through to Abu, which I imagine, you're gonna get your first hint threshold met. So I would imagine go all the way to at least Abu. Which, hey, shockingly enough, Sword of the Ancestor and Flow's got Scom with Tippy finding Nominate sketches in Agrabah. So pretty nifty kit to have there early on with Scom. Scom and Reflect, you've got Master Form. We see 100 Acres yielding Wisdom Forms on there, so it'll be interesting to see, because we don't know if there's anything on forms. So I don't imagine that either of the runners, for the most part, early on, are going to necessarily push into 100 Acre too much. Just primarily because you don't know how deep that Wisdom Form is going to run, and you don't know at the same time if there's actually going to be anything of value for drives. So Flowed down, following on Tippy's heels here, going through Agrabah, is going to find that Sword of the Ancestor and find the Nominated sketches. Those keeping tabs on the objectives, and you kind of see what Flow did there on his screen, marking off stuff that he does have access to, which I'm sure he'll probably mark off a couple other things. But at this point in time, at least based off of Flow's end there, it looks like we have access. We've got access to at least right now to 7 objectives on Flow's end. Kind of both runners having done, for the most part, the same content. Kind of not much more to base off of that in terms of variety. Now, I got Tippy going into LOD. I imagine is gonna probably push this out a little bit more. No, just gonna do first 3. Probably just gonna continue doing their shotguns a little bit before kind of fully committing. Definitely nice, especially since we know from Flow's end that there is a second chance and a membership card awaiting in Twilight Town. Yeah, the stats are, at least if PR becomes available, they're kind of approaching comfortableness for going through PR if they so desired. The only withdrawal right now on that probably would be the fact that they don't have an actual offensive magic. Reflect is nice and all, but when you're wanting to kind of make PR kind of go super quick, especially pushing deeper into Barbosa, you definitely want to have something like Blizzard or Thunder for that matter. So I would not be surprised if that gets put off for just a little bit. Ooh, getting our first look at World Never Was, and we got a Beast Claw and nothing else so far. Nice thing there is not having the Weight of the Dawn, just exit out the other end, and it's going to be on his way out. I imagine, it's going to probably, again, kind of follow on the heels of Tippy there for LOD. We'll see if he decides to go a different route and kind of go, or just dip. Nope, just going to dip. Yep. Definitely again, definitely a nice thing to do to kind of get your shotguns out of the way, kind of get a slight feel, especially OC you're going to be committing to most likely. And a couple of your other worlds, it's definitely nice to at least go dip into. Ooh, that's definitely nice. Both of those are kind of nice. Nice little gap closer, and can never go wrong with having an item boost, especially if you get a couple stacked up and you've got poor man's elixir for ethers. So yeah, definitely outside of the the Halloween Town play and everything, both runners have definitely done their fair share. It's just going to be kind of who's going to make that first dive. When, from the looks of it, Flo's saying I'm going to go ahead and start diving a bit further into OC. I mean, definitely like this play. You've got Reflect. You don't have any. Unfortunately, you don't have any access to any forms or anything, but you do have Scom as kind of a slight safety net for if anything goes wrong during this. But if you can make good use of that Reflect or the back cries especially, definitely make quick work of this. Looks like Tippy's going to be approaching the other end here, even though Halloween Town doesn't have anything else to offer. I think Tippy's just saying, I'm going to go ahead and get this objective PK out of the way here. It's going to be a nice prog point. Go back and forth between probably Dance Call, using the Reflect as best as you can, because that magic stat's pretty decent here for Halloween Town. So Dance Call is definitely going to shred through PK. And then you can always rely on using a form to get your MP back. That way you're not using up any extra items early on. Yep, that's exactly what Tippy's going to do here. And you can also get some damage here doing some slight juggling here with Reflect, which a little harder to do when they've got shock absorbed into them, but making good work here. Is going to be running out of form here. And okay, we're heading into the final threshold. Probably going to Dance Call, yeah. And should be able to get the kill from here on Prison Keeper. So going to be getting their first objective. Flow's working quickly here on their first objective with Cerberus as they're continuing on through. Again, making pretty nice work here. Don't have any other type of magic. Just gotta kind of rely. Ooh, okay. I don't know if Flow meant to go into Bushido there, but I like it just for kind of a bit of an extra little oomph there. So yeah, both players now right there to the next hit threshold. It looks like Tippy's just gonna now commit to LOD, probably chase after Shan Yu objective, and also find out what their next set of worlds get revealed are looking like. I definitely like this play. I mean, both runners are making very solid plays here. You're committing to worlds that you're probably going to be going through, especially in the case of having full access to OC. Start making the progress through that. In Tippy's side, making the progress through LOD. First visits and Shunyu's the only thing there, and is at the very end. Low battle level, and you've got Scom, so even not having any kind of real magic outside of that Reflect, definitely can still make pretty quick work here, given the stats that you're working with here. Downside, of course, do have to be as efficient as you can for not having any magic, but again, if you make quick work, get through all these missions, that's going to get him his next hint. And so far, the only thing so far at this point for OC is a Bone Fist. We're about to see. Oh, we got Reflera from Mission 3, so. You got it. Oh, excuse me. We've got at least a slightly better Reflect now. I think probably would like to see something else beside that. Again, Reflect is nice and all, but you don't have something to kind of complement that without Combo Master. You're kind of stuck just sitting, pressing Reflects, and kind of having to be a bit on the passive side. And still nothing super crazy. I missed when we got Ducklair. I'm not sure when we got Ducklair. I might have missed that when we were down. I'm not 100% sure, but we've got Ducklair, so 2 torn pages just like that. Yeah, I mean, again, Wisdom Form kind of being the only thing there. And it looks like, yep, Flo's going to head off to Hollow Bastion. Again, one of those things, you just got the hint for it. Definitely makes sense to kind of go after that, especially since Hollow Bastion is holding both of your skill and crossbones. And complementing it just enough is that membership card there in TR somewhere. Since unlocks cannot be on super bosses, it's at least going to be somewhere in Timeless River. So if both skill and crossbones aren't there, then gonna need that membership card, which quickly running out of traction here to get both of those skill and crossbones. So, all right, getting our first look now to BC. I think again, kind of going back to the point of no offensive magic, so just kind of not super desire to go into Bailey fight just yet. And I mean, sure, let's just keep piling on Reflect. We've got Reflega now, but we still have yet to have any other source of magic to go with it. So I mean, Reflega is going to pack, be nice for a number of things, but again, you're still stuck being passive.
Yeah, which could like chip away at some time there to be able to. Oh, final form.
Okay. That'll be a nice level once TB heads off to Hollow Bastion, because I imagine he's not going to put that off too much longer, especially once he finishes up with LOD, because I'm sure at this point he's going to for sure send it. I think that's kind of why he decided to just start sending LOD is for the Shawn Yu objective.
Well, yeah, since it's only a first visit objective, it would make sense for him to go straight for Shawn Yu, which doesn't take much time to go for him.
And Flo found Combo Master just before, I believe it was just before Wardrobes. At least Reflect is a bit more useful now for Flo.
Yeah.
And did you see where we got Ducklair at? Because I most certainly missed that.
No, I'm sorry. I did not see where that one came from because.
Okay, so I
had to step away for a bit. Yeah. The good thing is he got it.
Yeah, I don't think. I would imagine Flo probably would have waited, but I think they're just looking to dink and dunk here, not chance Donald dying. Because let's face it, it is crit. Donald is bound to die at one point or another. And
No,
beautiful.
Nice reflect.
I think also at the same time setting up for the insta kill reflex. So
yeah,
because at least not having the gargoyles out on the field, you don't have them going haywire because they haven't spawned in yet. So much easier time to set that up. So yeah, beautiful stuff there.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean fight there.
It's amazing to me how many different variations of insta kill thresholder we have.
That it is. What's your favorite one?
Honestly, I honestly like the Valor strat.
Yeah.
Because it's one that isn't done as often in Rando, but when you don't have Trinity, you don't have Reflect, and you don't have Limit Form on top of that, it's a nice little thing to try and go for if you've especially got the strength set. If you've got an air combo boost on top of that, it makes it a little bit easier to just send it.
Interesting. That's cool to know. And we see Flo just got Proud Fang to go into Pride Lands, which probably he will go pretty soon. Ooh, a nice glide.
A little bit of a glide dip here. Starting to find some pretty nice tools. I know we found a gap closer early on, and I saw at least on Tippy's side, got double item boost now, so we're pretty much at the point of being able to just use ethers and get our MP back if we go into MP charge. So.
Yeah.
We're just gonna bullish on you here with Master Form a little bit.
I mean, that's a good way to use Reflect with Master Form if that talk can just go away.
So Tippy definitely does not have that there, at least yet, because I imagine would have probably coming out of Master Form would have used it there to kind of go on the offensive, but hey, nicely done. He does find out that 100 Acres basically kind of pointless to go chasing after that Wisdom Form since there's nothing of immediate importance.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean there's not a useful magic, but and we got now currently Flo going through Shadow Stalker. This is a good use of Black Flare. Again, we only have Reflect, so doing this at this point in time, you're pretty much just having to beat and bang your way through this as best as you can.
Yeah. I can just put myself in their shoes, just being like, where the hell the magic is at, you know? Mm-hmm. It's one of those seeds that's just frustrating at that point, where you're just trying to look for something useful to keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately for Flo, having that aerial spiral on, you're kind of aerial spiral is nice, but when you got an enemy at 1 HP, if you don't have Boreon already, you pretty much have to kind of try and spam out that aerial spiral because aerial spiral does like a couple little spinning attacks in the air, and then you're able to proceed on your next combo modifier. But it does make it a little bit awkward when you're trying to go for the kill immediately. But yeah, nicely done there for Darkthorn. Flo now on to 2 objectives as well. Now also receiving the nice little info that also seeing Pride Lands holding an ice cream. So, and we still don't know if Twilight Town's going to be of any more use to us.
You see Flo dipping into the Pride Lands, just probably to go see real quick what's there. And if maybe he needs the ice cream.
Yeah, it's definitely a good play here because you know that you only have to potentially concern yourself with an ice cream, and worst case, if ice cream isn't by the time that you get up to talking to Simba, well, you've at least got your objective done. So, you know, praying that. Well, actually, no. Realistically, Twilight Town's not really going to be of much use of any. Okay, hey, we got a magnet, and there's the ice cream.
There you go.
But we're still not done. But I do want to note, DC is definitely holding some value with that membership card because we only have a few checks from daily and the post-daily check for completing it.
Yeah.
So chances are we're going to have to go dip into HB2 to go after the skill and crossbow, which by that point you pretty much objectively have your go mode. It's going to be an interesting go mode with the kit you currently have, but it is something to work with.
Well, it's going to be interesting how both of them are going to approach this, because as we can see on Flo's side, he already marked what objective he was most likely going for, and he didn't check any of the PR ones. So is he gonna dip there to go get his skill and crossbows into Hollow Bastion?
I think it's more just marking. It's something I like to do, especially, and I know a number of other runners do the same. We have Magnera, so just like that, we went from having no sort
And
of
Blizzard,
like magic to kind of go on the super offensive with, to now we've got Magnera, Blizzard, like, so we're set up now for Port Royal by that point. But yeah, just kind of something I know, well, like myself and a lot of runners do, is we mark off our objectives as we get access to them, and also at the same time, like, you kind of already have an assumption for yourself that I'm probably going to make a play on Port Royal, just because that's a nice little lineup to have. It's just back to back. You don't have to worry about any like gaps. You do have to go a bit deeper to get to the end of PR1 and everything, but you're just immediately lining right up to go into GR1, which is super quick access to.
yeah.
So yeah, Flo's starting to work on his objectives now, and probably kind of come up with a game plan as they get some more hints. Probably see if they want to go anywhere else. Because the other part too is, as stuff starts appearing more and more for the hints, if you've got stuff in your objective-based worlds, you might be a bit more tempted to go send those a bit sooner. Just in hopes of being able to get access to it, especially find limit form, just lying around somewhere in PR, or even, any, like, even STT for that matter, since that's kind of like our other world that we don't have hinted just yet. That kind of would be value for objectives.
Yeah.
And Flo now on the final phase for Prison Keeper here, making beautiful use of Dance Call, one of our stronger limit attacks in the game. Definitely rivals that of Duck Flare, but for a world specific limit, it's definitely up there for its strongness.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's very good to use. When I first started running some randos, I did not know anything about what the hell I was doing, but as I watched on, I picked up on things, and now it's a go-to call.
Yep. And from the looks of it, Flo's, yeah, just gonna. I think they're just powering on through to go quickly box up some kids here. because the lock, shock, and barrel objective there is the very first thing that you get to do for HT2. So
yeah, which would make sense.
As
That's where he would go.
Mm-hmm. And we see STT does have another sort of the ancestor, another torn page, which is kind of still pointless to worry about. But does have a Way to the Dawn, which again, kind of not really of much use considering. And again, unless World That Never Was has something like just of the utmost value, probably not going to be seeing it. So,
well, unless they dip to just check for the chest, see what there's there, if they're actually looking for something in particular, but I would highly doubt it at this point in time.
Definitely kind of excited to see the Berserk charge there at the end of Boogie, because that makes GR1, if you get access to it very soon, that makes GR1 free as all can be. And it also kind of makes Hades a bit freer as well because of the Berserk Hori access. So definitely kind of excited to see that combo possibly get brought out.
Yeah.
Tippy is now going into TR. I think, honestly, chasing the membership card before they decide to. Well, they've already done Bailey, actually.
Yeah. Flo having a hard time boxing up the kids.
Oh. Oh, and
he's back up. Oh no.
This is scary.
Okay, there we go.
Don't want to get sniped there by Barrel. That would be definitely one of the last things we see.
Oh god.
Alright,
those mischievous kids.
Mm-hmm. So Flo kind of analyzing what he's gonna do. I think he's gonna is obviously gonna be hoping. Nope, maybe he's gonna come back.
Change his mind.
It's honestly,
understandable.
I think I understand why. You've got Magnera. You can kind of go do a couple other smaller things along the way before you kind of go start trying to fry the bigger fish.
Yeah.
I mean, we see Tippy at level 19. They're in final form, but stats are still kind of like, even in final form, their magic stats only up to 27, and they're 4 levels ahead of Flo. So Flo could also be hoping for a little bit better of a stat line, just because again, they probably, once they get the double skill and crossbow, they're probably just going to full send PR, I would imagine. So
I mean, that's yeah.
Unfortunately for Tippy, this is going to be kind of something where kind of doing it is no fault of his own. You know, he's going for that membership card because he knows what's at stake with the 2 skill and crossbows there in Hall of Bastion. Yeah. The thing that's somewhat hurting him is not having that Magnera to just blitz the windows with. Which is what Flo's going to have that advantage for.
Exactly. He's going to be able to finish them much quicker than Tippy is doing right now.
And of course, still, no, that's fair.
And
no, they should. They might have right now.
Well, I mean, Tippy has no offensive magic yet, while Flo has a Blizzard and Magnera.
So it'll be definitely interesting to see.
And that's where we see where routing can make a huge difference, whether they just go later or just go sooner to a certain world to be able to find those type of tools to make your life easier.
No, and sometimes that is the nature. You know, it is what can I do with the current kit that I have to try and maximize clearing content. Because you obviously never know until everything is all said and done where stuff is at.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, Flow found Magnera and everything else. But there could have, you could always make the case that Tippy hadn't found something in LOD that Flow wouldn't have had for a good bit. Which, I mean, we know that there's not much to offer for LOD other than getting Reflega and Final Form coming up very quickly. But
Yeah.
but Tippy is making pretty quick work here of TRP. The Reflega there just popping off. The other part too is, unfortunately for Tippy, he still only got the 5 drives, so he's very limited to form usage.
Yeah.
But I know that it will change soon once they start kind of filing in on the other content that does. Finding Explosion to go with that membership card. Because we knew we were going to find that membership card by the time the DC was wrapping up.
Yeah.
So, nice ability to find there to go with that Magnera eventually.
Yeah. And obviously, Tippy's just going into Hollow Bastion, as we were pretty much expecting. Now the question is, where are those skill and crossbone? Will he have to go through core entirely or not?
I don't know if you unless you decide to do core skip, I don't think you even check really into core, because you're still stuck. Even if you do the corridor fight, you're still stuck only working with Reflega.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few first chests that you can just go pop in and check real quick and then pop back out.
Right.
But
yeah,
and I hope I didn't curse the seed by saying that those were in core with what they have right now. Oh, there's one. It's right before tunnels corridors. And there's the second one.
And just both of them, just like that.
Well,
and hey, look, Tippy's Blizzard.
So corridors is pretty stacked.
And he's also gotten info on PR,
which holds nothing.
Yep, and
well,
speaking of limit form, ta-da! Limit form is in Throne Room and Beyond.
Oh wow!
So
with an ice cream.
Yeah, with an ice cream to boot. And there's SP access, so you got access to level grinding if you so chose to do so. The thing that is somewhat hurt, if Tippy finds his Beast Claw pretty soon, he can get that Proud Fang. And not have to worry about that Way of the Dawn. Which is how Flow got access to BC, was finding the Way of the Dawn that he found. So I'm still trying to think of where he found that at.
The Proud Fang? He found it in
No, the way of the Dawn. Or no, never mind. No, he didn't find the way that. I'm thinking way too far ahead. Flo had did the first 4 for World of Neverland. That's how he found the Beast Claw. So yeah, I mean, if
got
Tippy
me
finds
very
that here
confused
soon,
there.
yeah. So if Tippy does happen to find that Beast Claw here, you know, then that'll be kind of nice because that saves him us trip from going into World That Never Was.
Yeah.
But as of now, he really is gonna have to find a hint for that stuff here soon.
And you see Flo doing TR right now, Windows. He seems to be just like running through them really quickly. So he should be just about to get his membership card.
Alright, so yep, Tippy's just gonna be dipping out.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you have offensive magic now. At the very least, it's definitely gonna be a nice little leveling, quick leveling spot. I think he forgot that he has offensive magic now. Doesn't have to just necessarily use Reflect, but
well, I mean, Reflect can do a bit more AoE damage than the Blizzard, so maybe that's what's going through his mind. I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point.
It is definitely interesting to see. Yeah, there we go.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, doing the jump thunders, I probably would have liked to see a bit more, but I can understand also at the same time not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think through the very least, did he? Oh,
there's
okay.
The Beast Claw.
I was like, we only have one lock left. So yeah, Tippy finding Beast Claw there. So now he's got his Dark Thorn access. He actually has offensive magic now. He's gonna find that Proud Fang. And he's already got HC2 access. So I think at this point it's just it's time to start clearing content for your objectives. I think there's no other way about it.
It's pretty much go time at this point right now.
And realistically, you can make a very strong case of just completely sacking STC.
Yeah.
Unless you find Trinity somewhere, I think you just completely sack STC. Because you're definitely not doing data demics with the route that's in play, and you're definitely at this point not really going to be doing data Roxas.
No.
Especially knowing that after having done Shan Yu, that limit form is somewhere in LOD2, and it could be all the way extremely deep. Like it could go beyond throne room and just not be there at all.
That would suck. But yeah, it's too much content clearing, eating at your time to go that far in.
Well, the other scary part to think about for that limit form is it could very well be on Data Sigmar, and that would just be, the sad music just playing in everyone's ears at that point of, that sucks.
that wouldn't be fun. No, ew.
Yeah, Flo unfortunately not getting the kill right away on Pete there. He did.
He did manage to be able to get it before the switch. And then we'll probably see Flo just jumping into HB2. Well, finish HB1 and then.
Yep. So, I am wondering. He doesn't have access to that just yet. I was gonna say, I wonder if when he does get access to SP, if he decides to go through a little bit of work,
Well, he's gonna get his first SP access in HB2.
Yeah, because he has. Well, I want to say he's got best boy, but let's face it, he's not exactly best boy all the time. So, he's got the dog. We'll just go with that. He's got the dog.
You sure he's a dog?
Depends on who you're asking
Woof.
for mods.
But I mean, Stitch can be somewhat helpful when he wants to cooperate the way that you want him to. But then again, it's all up to him at the end of the day.
Stitch is the RNG that you just pray is the best RNG ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big thing again, working in Flow's favor here, that everything that Tippy's already done for Hollow Bastion is again Flow's has more firepower to just blitz through it and kind of go on the aggression with it.
I mean, he just did Bailey fight in like a matter of seconds.
And he's also glide dipping pretty hard right now because I think Tippy's still on glide too. So the difference between glide 2 and max glide is extremely night and day.
Oh yeah, we can actually see the difference right now. And having another blizzard. Also, the fact that Flow has a bit more firepower, like you said, is just making him like zoom through everything, and he has a slightly better loadless time than Tippy right now by a few seconds. And Flow might actually dip out right after this because he doesn't need
he doesn't need the beast claw, so he can decide to just be like, I'm dipping out, which looks like that's what he's setting up to go do.
Yeah.
Because he's in full on, like, I have access to everything, like everything that's objectively there on the card is available to be done.
Yeah, he's in like 100% go mode right now, and he's just gonna like zoom through everything really quickly. Especially that he has magnet reflect and a bit of offensive. Like he's in a position right now where he can just end this really quickly.
I will say the nice thing for Tippy going into Darkthorn is they will be able to kind of go for the quick kill on Shadowstalker, having Thunder in hand now and a Blizzard.
Yeah.
They're going to do some nice little tech here with Final Form. So they're going to do the quick little glide.
There you go.
And just shred through Shadow Possessor.
Yeah.
Or Shadowstalker. I call it. It's the same item.
That shadow thing.
But yeah, I should have a very quick go here with Darkthorn as well. Nicely done there, mixing it.
Yeah.
And having a bigger reflect too allows for the little dark orbs to kind of, even though they're still kind of way out there, they don't have to get as close. They're not going to get as close to Sora and just absolutely shred through that while he's doing Final Form tech.
Yeah.
So that was very nice to see.
I'm pretty shocked that Tippy didn't go back into Halloween Town to like box up the kids.
I can understand not doing it just yet. You haven't been to Pride Lands at all just yet. You know the Halloween Town is completely done. But, so that's kind of one of your objectives that can get pushed a little bit further back um, to where that if in this case he's gonna find Magnera,
Yeah.
um, you know, and kind of be like, I can guarantee he's gonna be like, oh man, I bet Flo has this already.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately is the case. He did have Magnera
Which he
already.
does, yeah.
But just again, do the best you can with the kit you've got. But again, the Halloween Town objective, I still firmly believe is going to probably be one of his last objectives. Just because you have nothing more to really gain there. You're not going to get any levels. You're not going to do anything to make matters any better. So you may as well go do all your other content that's going to help you get into a stronger kit. Because you saw Flo struggle there a little bit. So, depending
Well, he
on
was
how...
just having a hard time just, like, aligning the boxes to, like, get them in. But I'm more of the type to be just like, it's right there. I'll just get that done and over with and just be able to, like, pay attention to the others.
Right. Yeah, it's and again, everyone has their preferences. Definitely the beauty of rando, especially in an objective sense.
Well, that's what's fun to watch too, is to see how each runners are doing it at their own way.
Yeah, because here pretty soon, from an objective standpoint, they're going to be on the same count. But now it's just who's going to do it better, because now Tippy's following on Flo's heels here for PR.
Yeah.
And the glide dip is also no more, so he's going to be able to be on the same pace throughout the rest of the content.
Yeah.
Also, I am going to step away for just a moment, so I will be right back.
Okay. So, we see that Flo is just doing barrels real quickly, and Tippy just getting in PR. Flo finishing barrels, really, really fast. And with that thunder and blizzard, we'll be able to see him just take care of Barbosa pretty quickly too. Just running through. An arrow dodge 3. At this point, I can understand why he's just like not paying attention to the chests. He's pretty well equipped just to put things into place. Nice use of the blizzard there, just stopping him, making sure he doesn't get into the shadows so he can keep hitting him. And there we go. It's probably good to dip right back into PR2 right off the rip. Hip is pretty hot on his heels right now, just like going through PR1. Nice blizzard boost on that keyblade, just to give a bit more of a oomph to his offensive magic, which is pretty good. EP going to minute fight. Both using the stitch right there. And we'll see Flo just go into GR1. Making some quick work out of that with Blizzard and just like going at it. And there we go. That very nice fight from Flo's you right there. Open it. Flo just, I don't know if he's trying to do some leveling or if he's just wants that chest and trying not to get hit. I think it was just for the chest. And we have Chicken Little that's been found in PR with Flo.
There we go.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, I imagine it was just going back to the chest thing. I imagine it was just trying to get into it, just because. I mean, still could be a couple useful abilities. You find like a combo boost or something that could definitely help out, especially once you get to final fights stages.
Oh, absolutely. It was just a bit funny just seeing him trying to dodge and not get hit.
Also, there is no strength to be had in this seat.
No, they are pretty weak. Even Magic is struggling a bit.
Yeah, Magic is good enough to at least carry them through the remainder of the content that they need to do. Because no matter, unless you do some extensive XP grinding. Oh yeah, hey, speaking of combo boost, you're not really gonna see too much more out of those stats, unfortunately. And I could be wrong. All of a sudden, the stats could just take off like no tomorrow. I know that stats when there's not stuff on some levels, it's gonna give double stats, but we'll definitely have to see. I think probably the play once you get through all your content is probably going to be bulking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flow does have the advantage to this point because Tippy still has to go finish out Halloween Town for Hoogie, which is not going to take too long to go deal with the children.
That's for sure. Here with GR2, we'll see Flo get his 8th objective. And then, yeah.
Lovely use of Master Thunder at work.
Making some quick work out of him. Oh, that was very well done at the end, right there, just before he sucked up all those coins back.
And so now I think with probably where you're at for objectives, probably gonna do Hades, and Zexian, and then probably gonna do Marluxia, especially since you're already put in the work to go finish out TR. which I mean you had to do anyway because you were chasing that membership card. So
Well, yeah. So, it's some easy access. All things considered, this seed is not that mean to the runners right now, except for stats wise, which is kind of all right, but it's not like
very quick work at GR1.
yeah. I mean, we've had seeds where things were blocked behind some stuff where it just didn't happen.
Yeah, both runners so far have done an amazing job
Yes.
of the seed.
They're very close in their times and into the way that they're pathing their way through the worlds.
Very nicely done for the Hydra.
Yeah.
And now we're going to be venturing off quickly. The OC2 here for Flow.
With what he has, should be able to get that done and over with quite quickly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Still doesn't level up final form at all, but that's going to change fairly quickly once they get to the ambush portion.
Yeah. I'm excited to see if he doesn't find a fire, how he's gonna work on Zexion right there, since that's what most people use as the strat for him.
Yeah, that is going to be very interesting. I think I want us, and I'm not. I could be wrong. I've never attempted it or had this search. I want to believe that you can search for you. If you wanted to try and go that route. But we also have the use of Duck Flare.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get creative, you could also launch him into the sky and just make sure that you've got your items replenished. So that once once the Zexion comes back down to the ground, you launch Duck Flare again, and you send it to the sky again. At least
I'm really excited to see. Like, I'm really excited to see how he's gonna come around to that.
Mm-hmm.
How he's gonna approach it and all.
Yeah, because you don't have limit form, so you can't really do much on that front. And I mean, based on what we have left, we're not going to be seeing a fire anything content-wise that's left to actually go do for objectives. Now, SCT could be the wild card, but again, I don't imagine SCT in play, just because you don't have a fire, you don't have Trinity, and you definitely don't have limit form. Because if limit form is in play, well, use limit form on Zexion and combo it into Duck Flare.
Yeah.
So.
We'll be able to see that pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
And Tippy's just back in Halloween Town, finishing up Oogie. Probably gonna go straight to the kids after that.
Oh, unfortunately, late on the reflect there from Flow. we're getting into a little bit of scary territory. We still have Scum available, but Hades is royally pissed.
He's not a happy camper.
He's just sitting there constantly doing his little fire pillar. There we go.
Ah, there we go.
Hercules like sent him into space, apparently. Alright, so 2 objectives left to go in order to actually get into your final access. What's Flo thinking here? I think he's just saying, alright, I kind of don't really have much of a choice on the matter. We're gonna go do this.
I mean, that's the fastest way to go about things instead of going to STT and going to the struggle fight.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with what he has on him right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only thing you have to kind of partly hope for is that this goes really smooth, and in the back of your head, just hope that your opponent did not find a fire in the process. Because that is kind of one thing with these settings is if you are kind of playing the super objectively sound, there's still an off chance that your opponent could find something that you cannot find. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's damage. We're probably going to be getting booked a bit, but
yeah,
it's at least something. You do have scum to your use there.
Yeah.
And
there we
go,
Duck Flare.
Yep. Yeah, gonna get booked again here, which is perfectly fine. Gonna be taking a quick DM.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no Duck Flare, as Donald, per his usual self, dead. So we
nothing new from that.
Yeah, so unfortunately we're gonna get booked. We are gonna get booked again. There was no way around that scenario, especially with your strength stat where it's at. There's not enough juice. The important thing is being able to get through at this point.
Yeah. You just want to get out of that world and just do some real damage.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's oh god.
Oh. and the crazy part is Zexion started running away again. Goofy came alive right as he was going back in, so could have easily used Final Form pop there. So that was really good timing. But Flo now moving on to his last needed objective to head on to final fights. I'm assuming, it's gonna quickly top off on some stuff. Also, I want to point out, I didn't see this until now because I think this is probably the first time I've seen him in the shop. This isn't Fortnite. Flo's got V-Bucks, and a lot of them.
Oh, I just saw that. Oh my god. Oh, Flo. In his menu too.
Yep.
How have I never seen that before?
It's a fairly recently added.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Let me see. Yeah, as of 4 days ago, V-Bucks came into existence for KH.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, so, ladies and gentlemen, we have V-Bucks in KH, so...
Have fun!
But, now, Flo working on Marluxia here. It's definitely going to be probably a lot of duck flares, and also probably using some forms along the way, since you are going to exhaust everything in on your beam to get through this as quickly as you can. So far, doing a nice job here, about halfway. Duck almost got launched into the pool, which would have been game over for Donald.
Which is not something that we're not used to.
Nah, not at all.
No. Donald doesn't heal when he needs to heal, and he just dies when you need him alive, which, meh. It's Donald.
Hold on. Hit count here. Should be okay. Gonna be probably entering DM phase. Yep. Let's say gonna be probably entering DM phase here. We're right around that HP threshold from Marluxia DM. Biggest thing is just pray the duck doesn't get blindsided by the beams coming out. It does not, so gonna have another round of duck flare right now. We're gonna be eating another DM because no matter what we do here, not enough moves, and Marluxia is gonna teleport away because of the RV. And we see Tippy going into STT. So I wonder. I wonder if it's the fire not being there that's talking. But Flo getting his last objective, gonna be on his way to final fights here. Meanwhile, Tippy. I wonder if Tippy was thinking no fire if STT was going to be a faster play, and maybe changes that if he finds a fire for Marluxia infection. I can understand not doing it just because you are figuring it's going to be very slow. The only concern here with the STT play is the fact that you don't have a fire, you don't have Trinity, you don't have limit, so everything here is going to be slowed down by a decent amount.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see Flo just going for some bulkies for some extra stats.
We're getting a little bit beefier. Our magic's just continuing to climb up, but probably just realizing at this point, magic's gonna be our carrier for the rest of this. So off we go. Yeah, definitely one of the big things for this seed was, both runners definitely did some different variation of content, but the biggest thing that helped for Flo was they got access to BC somewhat early, and then they by shotgunning whatever it was, which definitely helped out quite a bit to get that Proud Fang early, getting that Magnera, getting Max Glide on top of that, so it was glide dipping for a decent chunk of the seed. And a lot of the same content that Tippy was pushing out, Flo was able to pump out even faster because of having more firepower. So, and Stitch, of course, not doing his job, just chilling there, doing whatever, and when you need him, not like he decides to actually do his job. So,
I mean,
it says, hey, let me play sick ukulele for you.
I mean, Stitch is a bit like Donald, not doing what he's supposed to do at the right times.
Yeah. We love Stitch. We love Stitch even more when he's sitting there actually on screen.
Yeah.
Doing his job of cooking.
He's just like, hi, I'm Stitch.
But final fight should go somewhat smoothly. Strength step, of course, not great, but you got explosion. got Combo Master to go with it, Duck Flare, a number of these real strong, useful. Got Stomp, so
Yeah.
Immediate emergency for death is a little bit less scary. And I like this from Flow here, using the tendrils to amplify their damage there.
I mean, explosion is a very good skill to have and use. It's a personal favorite of mine. We're getting off the hit, close to dying.
Yeah, on our way to Armor 2 here. Again, it's a nice combination of the Reflect with that magic stat and Explosion is going to make quick work of phase 1. Basically, Flow landing onto, like, flying straight into the building, so...
Perfect timing there from Flow for that building.
Yeah, on to phase 2 now. Hopefully gonna get quick building. And definitely, yep, got it there. Here, less than the next 20 seconds, Flow's gonna be on his way to Final Zem here. He's still got quite a bit of ways to go here. He's gonna be probably getting the struggle trophy by the time Flow is finishing up, depending on
Tippy's having a hard time with Vivi down there.
Yeah, not having a fire, you're having to try and rely on Magnet, which definitely is helpful. If you use that fun little thing that you could do, if you empty out your MP and have Berserk on, you could honestly just kind of juggle them a little bit inside the magnets while you're berserking. But,
We're making some real nice work out of that Reflect. Just draining that HP bars.
This should be it. Yeah, this should definitely. Okay, I like
not
this.
Taking any chances, yeah.
Just being safe here.
Yeah.
Yep, and getting the job done. Coming in with a nice 117.46 to defeat Tippy. And the matchup time is old as Tail. Or Tail is old as time. Yeah, you know.
Well, it's the never-ending love story between those two.
So, yeah. Flow is our victor. I think Tippy's going to probably try to finish out the scene. Yeah, I think.
Surprised.
I think he realized that Flo probably went ahead and did Marluxia and Zexy in there.
Yeah.
He's also probably sitting there thinking, where did Flo get a fire? And he's going to find out that Flo never found a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tippy gonna go ahead and work on Zexian here. I think it'll definitely be something that he works on in the future, of kind of like something to try and do. It's just kind of one of those things you don't necessarily think about all the time, because this is one of those fights where you kind of want to build just 100-0 him with Final Fire if you can.
Yeah.
But he's also weak enough that you can also make quick work, even if you got to go into book world a few times.
Yeah. I mean, I hadn't thought about it until this seed, because I've only myself fought him with fire and seen like runs with it too. So it just dawned on me. I'm like, huh, interesting. No fire with Fixian.
Yeah, like I mentioned, there is a way. I believe it is a bit of a harder method, but I believe you can Berserk Mori's Exian. Okay, yeah. So you can probably still one of those that is still a little harder to try and do, but yeah, definitely Berserk Moriable. Yeah, Tippy making nice work here. Again, just doing the best you can. This is one of those situations where it's just you roll with it as you can, because you don't have anything to overly make it better.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So I'll wait for. I'm gonna wait for Tippy to wrap that up, but yeah, those fires are interesting. Ooh, getting booked at 1 HP. Zexian being a 1 HP hero. Being cool.
He just wants to bully Tippy a bit more. I mean, it's Data Tigger.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna take it one step further. The lovely double DM.
How very lucky for Tippy there.
Oh my gosh, a triple! No way!
I mean, he's always been very unfortunate with his runs with stuff like that. No way!
Make it stop!
Oh man.
I think Tippy's just putting in the... Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. I was like, do I hear a fifth? That's unreal.
Oh, poor guy.
Alrighty. Alright. Yeah, so we got info on the lovely fire locations for everyone that would like to know. So, fire. Yeah. Throne Room. Wishing Lamp, which is End of Agrima 1. And World Never Was at the Castle That Never Was maps. So, yeah, you weren't realistically going to be seeing those fires anytime soon. So, with that being done, for that matchup, we do have 2 more races left on the day. Coming up at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, so less than 30 minutes from now. It's going to be Raider versus Taser, and coming up 3 hours from the start of that race is going to be the last of the Swiss round 1 with Slim versus Pecco. So definitely tune into those races, as it will be done on Twitch Theater. Definitely appreciate you all for tuning in for this epic matchup between these two. Both racers did an amazing job. And thank you to Sunshine for joining as well for the commentary team.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for having me. And guys, don't forget to check the League race streams for those Twitch Theater links to go watch those 2 last Swiss matchup round 1.
Yep. And until then, we'll catch y'all later.